NBA Math Hoops works specifically on fundamental math skills, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and then things like analysis of statistics, percentages, decimals, fractions, and decisions with numbers, making decisions with numbers. The program really provides an avenue for kids to learn math in a way that's exciting and more connected to their daily lives. They're not doing a worksheet. The end goal isn't just to get the math problem right, it's to win the game of basketball, which is cool. It's something that they don't normally experience in their everyday class.
Al mundo en general, yo creo que no está de más repetirle de que todos debemos de saber que en casa es la primera escuela. A todo el mundo entero, quien tenga o no tenga oportunidad, tiene que luchar para poder sobresalir en la educación nacional de la vida acerca de lo que es la enseñanza.
It's rare that we get the opportunity to see into the lives of the students and the teachers that we're impacting at any level. Just because of the nature of the work, the fact that we're working across the country in over 35 cities now, it's challenging to retain that connection sometimes. So visiting Angela and Patricia at home yesterday and talking with their parents, it was really special because it gave us an opportunity to really see the impact that the program can have beyond the classroom.
The first time we played Math Hoops was really exciting and fun. We were learning new math. We had learning new math skills and playing with each other and trying to figure out who's better at math.
Para nosotros con mi esposo es importante que ellas se eduquen porque queremos que no sean como nosotros, que yo en particular no soy estudiada, pero sí tengo el deseo que ellas estudien para que sean unas mujeres estudiadas, y más que todo quiero que ellas no pasen lo que nosotros pasamos.
I started working with the twins, Angela and Patricia, when they were in 5th grade, when we have the championship and they won. And I can see that their mental math operation is super fast.
Welcome to the second annual Warriors Math Hoops Championship Tournament.
I think it was a Saturday that we have the championship, and a Sunday morning, the dad called me to my cell phone. And the level of gratitude that the dad was expressing to me was beyond description. He was telling me how important this was for their family, for their community, how significant it was to have girls, Latina girls, minority girls, winning this championship. And he said at that time that they were the only ones in their neighborhood or in their community, and how much this impacted their neighborhood because he was giving such a right, positive model.
I think it's really special to see how they've grown not only academically, but with their confidence. I think if you were to look at videos of them from the first tournament, they're pretty shy. They were, more there and shy, kept to themselves, obviously played exceptionally well. They are the champions. They just weren't that talkative. And then, through the year, as you go to visit them at their school site, they are basically local celebrities with how well they did at the first tournament.
We're excited to see them continue to grow through the program this year. Those two girls are super smart. They want to go to Ivy League schools. They're incredible people, even at a young age, being in 6th grade. And we're excited to track their progress this year. So today we trained over 100 educators from the Bay Area from a number of different programs: Bay Area Community Resources, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, Oakland Unified. It's always awesome to see the growth of the program each year as we continue to add sites and teachers and students to the work. It's great to have the support of the Warriors. They continue to be one of our most dedicated teams in the NBA and continue to give us the resources needed to grow the work here in the Bay Area. It's always cool to watch the teachers come in and be kind of hesitant and unsure of what the experience is going to look like. And then by the time they're 30 minutes into the session playing the game with others, they're shouting and yelling at each other and having fun the way that kids normally would. Helps them really internalize the work that they're doing and prepare them to introduce it to the students.
I love it that they were having actually the student experience. They were experiencing what their students are going to have when they are in the classroom.
We first asked them to come to an NBA Math Hoops training. It's kind of like, oh, and then it's on a Saturday, I don't know. They walk in the door, the energy level's pretty low. It is so cool that within like 5 minutes of them trying out the game, just rolling the dice and even deciding who gets to go first.
6 and 1.
You hear screams and yells and high fives, and watching that enthusiasm with our teachers, you know that that's going to be translated to the kids, and it's just it's a very special experience.
When the team rolls the dice, both teams do the math.
The Warriors in San Jose for the second consecutive preseason, and Dub Nation with another strong showing in the South Bay as the Warriors were hosting the Kings in front of a sellout crowd.
It certainly doesn't hurt that the Warriors are a really awesome basketball team, and they've been quite successful. So our kids in San Francisco and Oakland and really the greater Bay Area love, love, love the Warriors. When the Warriors are involved in being able to call it Warriors NBA Math Hoops, it immediately gets the kids to even want to come to the class, which can be a really big obstacle in and of itself.
So today, October 6th, we are kicking off Lights On After School with NBA Hoops here in San Jose, and we are so excited. This is a nationwide celebration of after-school programs. We'll have over 10,000 events, over 1 million people participating. We'll be lighting up the Empire State Building, and it's really a chance for us to show people what happens in after-school programs. So this tournament was an incredible example of the possibilities of what we can do in the after-school space.
I was a little skeptical at first. I didn't think you could teach kids math by using a board game. It seemed like you were kind of tricking them into it, but I quickly learned otherwise. I went to an event at Markham Elementary School with Bay Area Community Resources and Learn Fresh, and they were teaching students and teachers the game of math hoops, and the excitement on the students' faces is palpable.
As a mom of a young woman who loves STEM, it's so exciting to me to see opportunities for these girls to continually gain confidence in their skills. It doesn't matter what that is. I'm super excited that that's in math, and I hope it gives them the opportunity to think about math and using math in their future, because they know that's something that they are good at and they can take and grow. So it's amazing that Math Hoops is something that is not gender specific, and that we can make it an opportunity for everybody.
All right, here we go, second half, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. right, go ahead and shake the hand of your opponent. Very good. 90 seconds left in the game. 90 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game.
We thought we were gonna lose because they were a really good team. Yeah.
Awesome. So what are you guys going to go do now?
Watch the game.
And then what at halftime?
Halftime. I don't know. We're gonna probably leave.
Did you guys hear what I said before?
Yes, I did.
You're going to get to go on the court.
Gonna go on the court.
Be recognized on the court.
We're gonna go on the court. Oh my God.
The incentive program is a huge part of the NBA Math Hoops experience for educators, students, and sites as a whole. It provides them with an opportunity to work towards something during the school year and to have momentum as they're playing games in the classroom. There are 3 checkpoints at which we honor sites. At those checkpoints, we take stock of how frequently they've participated in the experience and reward them with things like live events, apparel, tickets to games, and even special prizes like autographs from players. So today we were here at Ruby Bridges Elementary in Alameda to honor our top sites in the Bay Area. A huge part of the NBA Math Hoops program is providing incentives to kids, to sites, to educators who do outstanding work and participate regularly in the experience. Today, we had a special edition of Math Hoops Live, which is kind of our signature event that we do during the school year with teams across the country. It pairs up 2 players with 2 schools on an actual basketball court where they compete against each other to win a game of NBA Math Hoops, except it's a game of NBA Math Hoops in real life.
My name is Helena Ortiz, and I'm from Ruby Bridges Elementary School. I'm a site coordinator for the BACR LEAPS Expanding Learning Program. We've been playing the game as a group with several classes in our program because we're a pretty big program. And then once they started playing, they just loved the game. Like the math part was like getting easier for them because it was fun to play the game. So very exciting. When I first got the email saying that my site was chosen, I was like screaming at the top of my lungs into my office, letting my manager know, letting a couple people know that our site got chosen. Once I let the students know, they were super excited because they're like, live event, what is that? How is that going to happen? And so then I kind of told them that, you know, maybe there's a chance that players are going to come, but you are going to play against another site, you know, and they're going to come here and it's going to be a big event. They're going to record you, you're going to take pictures, you're going to be playing in the game against another site. And then I kind of held the news about the players until today. So I tried to just to limit that. And so I sent out a letter yesterday to parents and just letting them know that their student was chosen for the event, which really excited the parents. The parents were like, oh, what is this? You know, so I let them know about it. And then so once today happened, I was like, okay, you guys, there is going to be some Warriors players coming out here.
Representing El Dorado Middle School, he wears the numeral 0. How many we have for Patrick?
How it's going to be set up. They're going to be shooting the shots for you. After you guys do the math, you pick the point. And they were so excited. They were like, yes, they're coming to us. And so their excitement, they just couldn't wait. So they were checking the court the whole time. They were like, I just can't, I'm waiting. They're so excited about it. So it was just, the excitement was over the top for this event. and Clark did a great job with our team and our site, just like interacting with the audience, interacting with the players. That made them so much more excited about it and made them feel a lot better about the whole program and the whole event. And so I really appreciate him for that, because they just loved that. The interaction especially, they loved it. So.
The latest Global Education Snapshot shows declining math scores for American students. The 2015 Program for International Student Assessment indicates U.S. students are underperforming their peers in several Asian nations. The U.S. was below the international average in math and showed a stagnated performance in science and reading. According to Education Secretary John P. King Jr., the results are, quote, a troubling prospect when in today's knowledge-based economy, the best jobs can go anywhere in the world.
A newly released report by the Southern Education Foundation says a majority of all public school students across the United States come from low-income families.
Well, if you talk to any teacher in a high-poverty school, they will tell you that they spend a huge amount of their time just making sure the kids are okay. I mean, these kids don't come into school wondering, am I going to take a test today? They come into school wondering, am I going to be okay?
And the city of Detroit has been through a lot lately, hasn't it? Unemployment and foreclosures, a widespread problem amid the recession and the auto crisis. The city's public school system, long in trouble, now hundreds of millions of dollars in the red and vastly underperforming.
Y'all ready? Got an extra spinner. Does anybody need a spinner at their table?
That's ours.
I feel like I have the NBA in me. Like when I was a kid, I was the same kids that I'm teaching. I wanted to be in the NBA. I wanted to shoot the shot. I wanted to be the last one to make the winning shot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the fact that I'm able to bring that to the classroom in a fun way, they're learning as well. Their critical thinking skills are improving. So at the end of the day, they're learning in so many levels that they don't even realize it right now. I've noticed a lot of changes in their behavior. I told them when the program started, we have to show good sportsmanship. We need to be cool as we're playing this game because there's so much in it that we can learn from it, grow from it, be leaders and all those things. So I've noticed that my students are maturing a lot more. They're excited to come to school. They don't even want to miss a day because they know that they may miss a game of NBA math hoops possibly, which could affect their standings in our classroom. So I just see more mature students and them loving math. Math used to make them feel uncomfortable. Their times tables and mental math, quick addition problems and subtraction, that used to throw them off, and now it's not. All of my students, I tell them every day, you have a chance to be great. It's inside of you, but you have to find the right avenues and you have to find the right people that are going to help to support you. And if you allow us to help you as your teachers, then you can be whatever you want to be.
Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn with some of the top performing students from the Pistons Math Hoops program presented by Flagstar.
The Math Hoops program means a lot to me because earlier in the year when we weren't doing Math Hoops, I wasn't that good at my dividing. And as soon as we started playing Math Hoops, I was quicker with my dividing.
Everything they do is calculated, the number of cards they got to put together. Math is, everyday thing. We got analytics now in basketball, and, all of our players, we got people that we bring in that chart everything a player do, how many shots they take inside the paint, how many times Andre Drummond shoots the ball with his right hand versus his left hand. So they calculate all these things, and all of that relates to math.
What I am working towards in NBA Math Hoops is winning the championship, the tournament. I want to win. I want my students, I tell them every day, the goal is to be the best you. And when they said the same thing, they want to win the whole thing in NBA math hoops. And we're Golden. Some of us are Golden State fans. I'm sorry, I have my Pistons shirt on. I am a Pistons fan. But Golden State, I have a lot of students that like Golden State. And so I'm trying to breed champions here. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to make my students be great, and NBA math hoops is a perfect tool.
As the Warriors are headed to the NBA Finals for the third consecutive year.
Obviously, NBA math hoops is just so fun. And so we know that the minute they sit down and start playing, they're going to want to continue to play. And like I've said, these kids feel that they're on a basketball team with playing it. And they're not only on a basketball team at their school site, they actually feel like they might actually be playing for the Warriors. So it's been really special. Everyone, every single level, from the Warriors Foundation to the program leaders who teach the kids, they all are pumping the kids up and making them feel like they're an NBA star.
We're super excited to do this tournament this year with over 170 students. This is the largest tournament that we've ever done for NBA math hoops in any part of the country. So huge round of applause to the Warriors for helping us put this together.
Being able to even come to the Warriors player facility like today, the practice facility, is huge, huge. And so the Warriors do an exceptional job of giving them awards every single time for the amount of time they play. But coming here makes them feel like they're the actual players and they're playing in like the championship, the playoffs. And it's just the biggest deal for them to be able to tell their parents that they were invited to the Bay Area Championship. They feel so proud of all the hard work that they've done, and they're doing awesome math all along the way.
So, students, you are among 3,000 participants in the NBA math hoops program in the Bay Area. You are a select group of kids who get to come out and compete today, so congratulations for the work that you've been doing. Yes, give them a round of applause. And you are among over 20,000 students across the country who participate in the math hoops each year. This is one of 18 tournaments that we'll be running leading up to our national championship tournament, and there will likely be someone in this room who advances to that based upon the application process that many of you are eligible for. We're going to start the first round in 5, 4, 3, 2,
I think today was it's just amazing overall. I mean, bringing over 30 kids here, just to seeing like other kids get to play and how much impact it has on everyone else too. As far as our kids specifically, I mean, knowing that they were so looking forward to this. So many of them, parents told me they woke up by 7 a.m. just because they're so excited and just ready to play. And this year, this is actually their first year of even playing math hoops. So it's just awesome that 5 months work and they made it to the finals and won.
In a few hours, Attorney General Jeff Sessions is expected to announce the end of a program protecting nearly 800,000 immigrants brought to the United States legally as children.
I want to know your perspective.
For the past year, inside Miss Luna's middle school classroom, school lessons have taken a personal turn.
Your voices matter. Your perspectives are important.
Because for some, old fears have been renewed.
Oftentimes when I was little, no one asked me what I thought.
I think as a teacher, I just want to provide a safe space for my kids and for them to be able to know that their voices are extremely important.
Especially when some of them or their parents could be deported.
So a lot of our schools are facing very stressful times in their communities because of new policies that are happening around the country.
Defenders of the DACA program are out in the streets today.
They're rallying to keep the program that President Trump ended last week.
The new administration has made it clear that they are targeting immigrants, and a lot of our families are undocumented, and they come home to pretty fearful households. They're coming to school, some of them a little bit fearful, And so to be able to come to school and really look forward to something where they can say that they're looking forward to playing NBA Math Hoops, that just on a base level has been a really big deal. For them to, NBA Math Hoops has disguised learning at its best. So they can have all of the worries in the world happening in their life around them, that they sit down and they play that board game, and for at least 20 to 30 minutes they are completely set and excited and having the best time. And that has been a really wonderful release for our kids.
He tenido muchos obstáculos en mi vida que son, como se dice, personales, pero puedo decir a boca abierta de que realmente pasé un obstáculo muy triste, que no es fácil, pero que a mí me iban a matar aquí. Entonces, todo esto me hace de que yo siga creyendo que tengo a Dios a mi lado, porque a mí me iban a matar injustamente. No había ningún problema por cual ellos me fueran a matar, solamente porque necesitaban un screwdriver. Y que porque yo les dije que les iba a llamar la policía, me aventaron 2 balazos y me agarraron a 2 metros de distancia, y que en conclusión los 2 balazos me pasaron a esta distancia. Yo siempre recuerdo eso, y desde que eso me pasó, pues yo he iniciado con dolores en mi vida. Más que todo, es algo que me dejó como un susto en mi vida. Y yo creo que cuando a uno le pasa situaciones de esa magnitud, por muy fuerte que la persona sea, tenemos dignidad, y yo creo que uno no es fácil de que pueda uno soportar situaciones de esa manera, pero que gracias a Dios, que Dios cuando está al lado de uno, no hay obstáculos que puedan sobrepasar la persona de uno. Pero a mí me iban a matar injustamente, y después pues hubieran dicho, saber en qué estaba metido, pero a final de cuentas fue la policía, investigó, tengo todo el reporte, donde ellos encontraron los casquillos que normalmente nosotros le llamamos en español, donde ahí quedaron, donde me tiraron 2 tiros, y realmente hicieron equivalencias y me pasaron como a esta distancia de mi boca, y era una pistola calibre 45, y entonces son situaciones de la vida que yo pude superar, y estoy tratando de superar, porque no es fácil, porque me pongo a pensar qué hubiese sido de mis hijas, porque ellas estaban chiquitas, nosotros normalmente decimos así, chiquitas, estaban niñas, fue en el año 2006, entonces ellas tenían 2 años. Yo creo y seguro estoy de que si otra cosa hubiese pasado, ellas no estuvieran en estas alturas. Para mí es una historia también triste, pero que al mismo tiempo yo le doy gracias a Dios, que Dios a cada quien nos da un plan, y cuando uno tiene la oportunidad de seguir viviendo tal como en mi caso, y en casa debemos de saber tratar a nuestros hijos, familiares o quien sea, para que cuando vayan a la escuela ellos vayan formados, ellos vayan educados, ellos lleven el sentir de que se tiene que respetar al profesor, ellos lleven el sentimiento de que van a estudiar porque han llevado consejos de sus padres. Ellos tienen que sentir de que van a una escuela para poder progresar, para poder educarse, para poder formarse. Debemos de ir a la escuela y sacar los mejores resultados positivos que la persona requiere para que sea respetada y para que sea puesta muy en alto y se diga de que la persona tiene cualidades, y todos tenemos las cualidades, nada más y nada menos que tenemos que sentir ese sentimiento de que sí se puede, y de que se puede, nada más que lo que se quiere es interés, corazón y alma, y poner las cosas todas en su lugar de paso a paso.
TSA has limited the items that may be carried through a screening checkpoint. Passengers should check with their air carrier for further information.
First day the students got here from around the country. They came from 9 different NBA markets as well as Little Rock, Arkansas, representing their teams and their communities, and arrived at San Francisco Airport ready to go, excited to participate in the weekend. We brought them to Stanford University where we housed them and hosted a lot of our events over the course of the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the first ever NBA Math Hoops National Championship weekend. Obviously we're here because of math, NBA Math Hoops, but one of the really amazing things that I value in this experience is the ability to connect people from different places, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different lifestyles, and give them a chance to get to know each other and develop friendships and develop something that hopefully can last beyond just the weekend that we have here. And to kick things off with a junior NBA clinic and a Nerf extravaganza. Hasbro is actually the company that donates all of the NBA Math Hoops games every single season, and they put together an amazing assortment of activities related to Nerf for the students to really blow off some steam, get calmed down from their school year, and get a chance to break the ice and get to know each other a little bit better to start the weekend.
But it's probably bigger than that. What's our shoe you Bro, I got this coach. Bro, I got this coach
On the second day, we started off with a light NBA Math Hoops tournament just to get students familiar with their teammates, especially if they aren't different from different schools or had never played before. They had the opportunity to play in 3 games, 20 minutes each, compete and seed themselves for the elimination round on the final day of the weekend. 3, 2, 1, game. From there, we went up to San Francisco where we visited the folks at Bleacher Report and Publication. They have an office in downtown San Francisco, so what we're going to do there, first we're going to take a tour of the office. It's up on the 6th floor, so we're going to have to shuttle you guys up and down in elevators. And once you get in the office, it's like a typical office, but they have some cool murals and stuff, a bunch of TVs. You can kind of see where they write all their articles. Students especially, you can kind of see what a work environment would be like if you wanted to go into sports writing. And then we're going to go down to a community space that they have, and they're going to talk a little bit more about the company, how the individual employees that we're going to work with today got to the company, and maybe how they used math to get there, and then you're actually going to do some sort of a writing exercise related to the work that they do, and I think Bleacher Report has a little competition involved with that, so it should be fun. Got to engage with the staff there, see the office, learn a little bit about how they put together content for their articles. From there, we went to Westlake Middle School in Oakland, the home of the Warriors' 2017 Legacy Project for the NBA Finals.
their students learned about statistics and how the Warriors use those for sports analytics to make decisions on the court with their roster, and I think the kids saw some insights there that they can take back to how they play NBA math hoops. They also got to sign day contracts with the team, something that they'll never forget for the rest of their lives, getting to be a part of the Warriors during the 2017 NBA Finals. And from there, went off into San Francisco to enjoy an awesome night of food and culture and just experience the city. For many of them, it's the first time that they've come to California and had the chance to explore the Bay Area, go to the Golden Gate Bridge, and visit all the other iconic sites in the city. On the last day of the weekend, we started off with some amazing sessions at Stanford with a pair of professors from the design school. They talked to students about design thinking and how they can use innovation and creativity to fuel their ideas. They then took a walking tour which took them to some engineering buildings around the campus. They got to see labs in action, students working with chemicals, with jellyfish, all sorts of cool science things that they may be able to do at some point in their careers and in their life. And then from there came to the education building, the Graduate School of Education on the Stanford campus for the final round, the elimination round of the Math Hoops tournament. Thanks for coming out to the inaugural NBA Math Hoops National Championship Tournament. This is the final round. Yes? All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, game. Ultimately, our twin girls from the Bay Area, Angela and Patricia Rodas, who have won 3 tournaments in the Bay Area since 2014, took home the first ever NBA Math Hoops National Championship Tournament. Only fitting that we hosted it here at Stanford and the Warriors are in the finals. Find your name.